Hello there. So, what I've been preparing throughout the day is this exporter from Blender that runs on selected grease pencil and exports each point and its pressure. So I assume that the pressure is actually exactly what the radius of the stroke is. And I'm exporting that because I want to load this in the engine and try to render it. So today I will probably get only, I don't know where I will get, but like I will try to load the file. So currently this is pretty small, but I'll try to show it to you guys. Currently I basically take the selection, check if it's grease pencil, and if it's grease pencil I only take one stroke, which is like if I select this thing, this is comprised of multiple strokes, and if I press L on some of the strokes, so this is one stroke, and then this is another stroke. So this one has only one stroke in it, so I can like see exactly what I'm exporting. And yeah, I just export it into some file. I write some header here. Let me actually clean this up a little bit, and I will also write a version, which let me actually just write one. Can I write this way? Or maybe just be like that. Version 1. Or also, let me just do it this way. This is going to be the best thing. Unsigned. Anyway, so I just write out one stroke in very like simple binary format, and I can run it now because I changed it a little bit. Wait. I made an error there. So basically this outputs this file, and this file is, if I open it, do I have this here? I do. If I open it in this guy, we can take a look. And this is actually kind of slow. Anyway, so yeah, there is the stroke thing, then there is the version. That should be up until here, and this should be the point count, I guess. I'm not sure. Anyway, so there is just the binary file. I think I could probably like provide the pattern data here, or like some pattern editor. This works some kind of like this, but I don't remember exactly how this works, so I will skip it for now. I don't need it, but yeah. So I do have this file No, I don't want to edit nothing. And I do have this exporting thing, and I can now start implementing the other side, which will be actually reading the file in and then trying to render it. So when I do something like this, that is kind of experimental, I tend to write the behavior very non-abstracted, in a non-abstracted way. So let me just go into, wait a second. I will pause the audio for a while. Guys, my phone battery is kinda dead, so just a second. Anyway, so let me... Let me actually just do it here in editor init. I can maybe, I tend to do it this way. Sometimes I make a function and sometimes I just like do it this way. So let me actually do a function, but I will do it here. So let's just do stroke load, or maybe stroke init, stroke render. Now, so what I will do is stroke init, and then here I will actually take command buffer. So I can implement the after level pipeline gizmo. This is going to have custom pipeline. So I will do render, stroke render, just like that. Okay, so now I have these two functions. Well, I missed the command buffer, but anyway, yeah, that's enough for now. And yeah, so I will have to create the pipeline shaders for it, but first let's just keep that for now, and first let's just read the file in. So I will have success get asset file contents, and this is going to be stroke grease stroke. Well, no. Okay, so we have the file. We don't even have to free it, potentially. Like I can just map the... well, yeah, let's not do that. Let's just do it stupidly first and then we will optimize. So we will have stroke struct and we will have points. That is going to be an array of vector 4. So it's basically radius like that. So I need to if file array, well, okay, so we will do actually the cursor thing. This is nicer. So we will have a cursor and we will advance the cursor by this. And so now I need to read the version. That is going to be what it points at right now. And now it's going to be count. And yeah, so there is only one thing left, and that is I can define the output. It's going to be, I don't have to, like for now I will actually do this stroke, just the global, and just like write it right into that one. And yeah, that is going to be fine for now. And I can maybe even like write it right away like this. So yeah, so that later I can just like use this name and don't bother with this. Anyway, Hopefully it's actually float 32. I guess it should be, but this is not point count, this is X. Should probably do Y, Z. And this is radius. No, yeah, this is actually fine. And now I can go like output points, array add, x, z, radius. Now so basically I should have everything I need. Right? Did I miss something? It might happen. We'll see. I think I actually changed this to hot reload with dash. Wait, what? It's string by default. Yeah, so yeah, I mixed that up with the version that Golang does. So Golang gives you bytes, and this language gives you string. I'm switching between languages, so here I can do that, and then I don't actually have to do XX here. And that should work. Okay. Well, this is the correct command. And now I just want to run the debug. And as you can see, I'm correctly loading the grease pencil in. So the part of the loading is the easy part. Now the harder part is going to be creating the mesh, because like that is what I have now is just the data of the line. But that being said, these splines that are here in the editor, they work exactly the same way that stuff like what I was showing needs to work. So they are very twisty though. They are not very good, but they work. So I might use the same thing here. And it might just work. So I will probably just do something like that. And this is still here. Oh my god. So as you can see, this is the pattern that I did it in. This spline is a global that is like basically here at the bottom of the file, and it just stayed here because I implemented the whole thing like that, and then I just forgot to remove it. Okay, it's not used anywhere, so I think these also can go away. They are not rendered anymore. So I basically don't have to init it. Well, that thing is initialized. Oh yeah, that one thing, max vertices, that is just the constants I will keep, that just keeps the buffer sizes. Yeah, that is not very dynamic, but let's just keep it like that for now. And yeah, I don't have to call this thing. So as you can see, the splines were implemented exactly the same way as these. So these should still work as before. I removed only the one that was there just to test this is the actual implementation of it to an entity. Good. So what I can do now, I do have vertex index buffers here in the stroke, so I can just possibly fill them with some data and render them. That might be the only thing I need to do. So the triangulation of the spline is a little bit different because I'm triangulating there. Well, it's actually not that different, I would say. It's just, it doesn't use a for loop, it uses my macro that steps the spline, and then on each step it creates the vertices. So, well, let me go to the spline and take a look here, step spline. So this is basically the method that the data that you need. You need the app vector, blah blah blah, to calculate all the shenanigans around. So what I can calculate here is the tangent. I know the tangent, but I don't know anything else here. And yeah, for the case where you do a rounded thing, it doesn't matter because like there is no difference in the up vector or stuff like that. There is no difference in the twist, so I guess it doesn't matter. This can be fine. It can be twisty, but here this is like I use it as a walking thing, so it's quite annoying where, or like it doesn't matter for this case where I'm using it now, but if I wanted to do something like a racing game with some cars, this probably wouldn't be enough, so I would have to make that a little bit more better. So this is actually like hitting the point of the spline, and then everything else is interpolated. So that there is the hit, the breakpoint. That is something I don't like, but also this twisting, it's not. This is not acceptable for anything other than what I am doing with it. So yeah. Anyway, so that was a little bit of tangent to how this worked. But so basically here in the cache update, I step the spline, and here is the mesh generation. This is actually not used anymore, so I can remove it, I think. So it's a little bit shorter. Yeah, this still works exactly as before. So the mesh generation is not that hard here, and I think it might be even easier because for every step there is a difference between the point and the step here in my step spline function. So it's basically stepping from the like every wait, let me show you. So these are points, so every point is this thing, and this thing, and then every step, steps are actually the virtual points that are created along the spline, and the steps are happening like they are interpolated from this point to this point, then from this point to this point, and that's why the breaks happen, like it's not smooth when I do some harsh rotation there. So if I evaluated the spline continuously, I wouldn't like, or maybe like just interpolate these two, the one that is in front of this and then the one that is before, and then use that interpolated instead of the actual point transformation, then it would be better, but yeah. I don't need that. This is a blockout tool, so I don't do it. Anyway, let's get back to the stroke render, and what I will do, I will just use my mesh render basically, or like the gray box thing that is rendering everything. Or maybe just like unlit something, unlit pipeline for it, so that it's easier to test. And let me actually take a look what kind of vertex I do in unlit color. Vertex attribute, just position, just vector trees. Okay. So yeah, that is a very, very simple format. Okay, so I can do basically that. There is my index buffer. Let me allocate them. This is actually init, so it can happen even on heap, but I will do that because if I forget to change it, I will have one less leak later. And these are temporary, like I don't need the vertex buffer to exist on the CPU. Now, in this case, I can actually allocate the vertex and index buffer later after the vertex, after the geometry is generated. So, there is this thing with the, like, I guess I can try it and then change it later, but when I'm doing this kind of graphic stuff, I always think if I should implement it in the shader, like in a vertex shader or something like that, basically like just sending data to the vertex shader and then not sending vertices actual, but only vertex count and generating the positions of the vertices in the vertex shader. And that is useful, yeah, when it's dynamic, and this probably won't be dynamic. It will be like there will be multiple frames of animation, but it won't be changing the mesh that is displaying. So I can basically, what I can do with these, I can create meshes from them basically on the startup, upload them into like one buffer, and then just play them back in the animation. So it's basically already a mesh when it loaded into the GPU, and it's rendered as a mesh normally. Well, the triangulation will have to happen either way, so I will probably write it on CPU and then maybe later port it to GPU if I find out that I wanted to have it like that. Anyway, yeah, let me do it this way. Because like what I'm thinking right now, the shapes are not dynamic, so you cannot paint them in the game, so it doesn't make sense to generate geometry dynamically just because I can. Well, the other thing is the amount of data that is sent to the GPU, so. But that being said, yeah, the amount of data that is sent to the GPU, like when you don't specify any vertex attributes and then you set the vertex count to 1000, I guess, you still have to have vertex buffer bound. Like you cannot do it without bound vertex buffer, but you don't specify any vertex attributes, so I think it's fine. It's like not trying to well, let's not go there. Let's not think that deeply. Okay, so I can now just do last point, and that is going to be output points 0 for let's just do 1 like that. And now I can just create a mesh. So so I need to triangulate. So I need the tangent for that. I'm not sure if this is not negative, but yeah. So if I wanted just to see the thing, I don't have to do anything more actually. I can just do the stuff I did here. And this is also a good exercise. I do this sometimes where I'm trying to render something new and I use the primitives I have. I do have draw line, not there but here, and I can use the draw line to basically do last point plus or like I can just go to current point, that's fine. And then let's do, I don't know, blue. And then also I can go last point plus normal times, and this is actually going to be only vector 3. And normal times, let me actually do it here. Values. There. So, and let's draw this in a different color, green. What? How is this vector for doing XYZ here? And also here. What? Okay, I'm... Oh, it's not this thing. Okay. It's the previous thing, yeah. Yeah, so that was a good idea to test. Let me just get that out of the way. And here it's yeah, the same thing. Point count, that is that thing. Anyway, so if I do my line renderer now and I find the correct spot in the level, which in this map is going to be a little bit hard, so let me go to something else. In this map I know exactly where it is. So line rendering is on, and I don't see any line here, so it's not correct. Oh no, actually this is wrong. It's like I cannot call this in that function where I'm calling that. It needs to be called here. Update. Okay. So the pressure is a little bit too big, I would say. But it's indeed the stroke that it is here. So we got it loaded. I would like to know how the pressure should be applied so that it's... So if I just scale it down, I don't think it's going to be very good. Wait. Editor. Stroke update. Values. I will just try to do something stupid like that. I'm actually reading the next points radius. So if I do this, and also let me try to do that. And also radius. Wait. I should actually read the first one. Okay, so this is the start and this is the end. Okay, now I see it. So what I see in the Blender is basically this. Yeah. Okay. So I can probably go like... So maybe the pressure thing here... Wait, what? Oh, I changed it only here. Let me actually do the constant here. Okay, yeah. And I will probably get rid of the POW. Yeah. Well, that is nice. Like just scaling it down to 1/10 of the original seems to be like the correct kind of size. Anyway, so now it's just like create the mesh around it, and yeah, we have successfully imported a stroke from Blender. So if I come here and just select these and run this script and then rerun the engine, it should load the other one. Yeah, and I don't know which one is it from this one because there is a lot of them, but it's this one, I guess. Yeah, but the point is that I can go here and just create new grease pencil blank, go into paint mode, draw mode, not paint mode, and I can in one go draw anything I want basically. And then this thing, well, if I didn't draw anything else into this object, should be exported also. And then if I reload, I should see that. And that works. So, well, having these debug stuff like draw line, draw anything, just primitives, can be very helpful because I successfully validated that the loading works, and then it's like, yeah. So it's been 40 minutes, somewhere around 40 minutes, and we had the line in the engine. Well, it's not rendering yet, but and this is not even like customized like anyway, let me not think about that. So I'm not going to export the, so this effect that is happening here in Blender, that is probably some sign distance fields or something like that, because the way it behaves, it looks like volumetrics. But I'm not going to implement that kind of rendering, at least for now. I'm not trying to do this. I'm going more for the line, drawn line look, and then also loading the animation of the grease pencil, so that I can basically paint animations here in Blender, export them into a file, and make them run here alongside other skeletal animations and stuff like that, particles. Yeah, basically. So the next step is Like I will probably just generate the flat line along the path. And then after that works, I can start to make it with segments. I can start to subdivide it and add more geometry to it. So also the part why I tend to want to implement these kinds of stuff on GPU is that, well, it shouldn't matter actually, because if I do it this way and then I upload it one time to GPU memory and it then renders from GPU memory, it should be fast. Like it shouldn't be well, it could still be slower than actually calculating it because the calculations are very, but I'm just basing that on nothing, so yeah, let's not think about it. So let's then start by, let's re-export this one so that we have something more small here. So does the geometry also clip here, or do I still have it? It's still a little bit too thick. Because, yeah, if I make the geometry the size I have now, it would be too thick. So let's just try to go with even 10 times less, and that is too small though. Even as a half radius. Yeah, that works. Let me also do the other way around. Yeah. I could do also up and down. So my up is very stupid, but we'll do it that way. For this planar thing is going to work fine, but for some other, well, what am I doing? For some other path, it might not be working correctly. Yeah, so basically just creating a mesh along these points, and yeah, that should be it. So let me actually keep drawing these so that I can see them, and let's get back to the this, and so I can copy this stuff around, and also this stuff. The only thing that is going to be different is the actual mesh generation. So I probably want to actually, I can I can use these guys. Well, like I cannot use the up vector that I used before, because that is going to work only if the like I want to do the triple product cheat code. Wait, what? A dot B to B cross C? A cross B cross C, this is the version I want. So basically what I want to do, not to cross with up vector, which is this thing, but I want to I guess cross tangent B cross C. And I don't think this is the correct thing though. It is though, isn't it? Let me actually just try it in the update, yeah, here. This way the normal comes out as the up vector. This thing is the thing I meant. So I have nice crosses when it's pointing upwards, and then if I do the other brush or like stroke that is angled, I still get nice crosses. Yeah, this is the thing I meant. So basically you can use these coordinates to kinda create a quad in place of the vertices. So I think I will actually already start by doing that. So just take the cross and then just connect this point to here, this point to here, this point to here, this point to here, and then make a face like that and do it along the path. And it's not going to be very detailed or subdivide, but it's going to work. I think it should. Okay, so wait, I actually fucked up here. Okay, so that is stupid. It was wrong and I was saying it is right. But now it should be actually the thing I meant. The up vector now is not static. Before it was static. So this should probably create a little bit better topology. It might be a little bit twisty though. Here in this place. This is basically, I guess, what I'm doing with the splines. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit too much twist here. So yeah, I think I will try this, and if it's going to be bad, I will switch it back to the previous thing. Anyway, so I do have the 4 points, which are this thing. So I want to add these and then I want to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 triangles. This needs to happen well, I don't have to do that, do I? But this is going to repeat on the first step, so it doesn't make sense to do it. Anyway, let me fix that later. Yeah, so I create the vertex, I add the vertices into the vertex buffer, then if it is 1, continue, because like I need 2 steps. Let me do it this way. These guys will be, can I do defer block in this language or can I not? I can. Array add, and let's just do start vertex is going to be vertex buffer count. So basically 0. I'm not sure if this is going to work. And the first index is going to be wrong, but yeah. It might come back to bite me, but so I will do start vertex. So -4, this thing, that should be P0 of the previous iteration. So if I go plus normal plus up, plus normal plus up, and then plus normal, like that. So this triangle, I'd actually draw it. It should be enough to draw. Well, I can do one more. Let's just do 2 triangles and buffer. So I still need to upload it to the GPU. That might be a little bit of a task. And I will do it exactly how I do it here. Let me copy this. So these are in the CPU memory, so this is the slow memory, but let's just go like that. And the size of this is going to be, this time I will make the size of the actual needed vertex buffer. So this is stupid, but could pre-allocate it and then fit multiple meshes into it, but it's not like Vulkan allocation, it's mine allocation, but still. So the size of vertices is vertex buffer count. Count. Also the fact that I'm using different buffers for indices and vertices, that is also not the nice part. But yeah. I never tried to say that I'm doing it correctly. So I can just memcopy right now, I think. So these are also CPU buffers because I don't have to stage them, so I just memcopy. Like, it would be fine. I can just use a function call that I have, but this is easier a little bit. And for the spline, it also makes sense because I changed the splines a lot, like it's a editor tool. So I want them to be either in shared memory or in CPU memory, but shared memory is small, so they are in CPU memory. These are actually not like that, but like that. Okay, so we should have these in the GPU memory, and now the only thing left is to render them, and I will take a look here in the rendering. Unlit. Do I use it here? I only use it in editor. Pipeline, bin pipeline. Descriptors, this is the camera, I need to set that. Stroke. Bin pipeline, that's correct. Now pipeline. So there should be some rendering with it, and I think I'm not sure what this is. Okay, so it's binding the transform. So it actually does use the transform, this pipeline. Wait a second. Yeah, it does use the transform. So I guess I can use the 0 index there. Oh, I busted my buffer. Color. Okay, let's just use all of these. Actually I will copy all of that because it's basically everything I need. And I will adjust it. So frame objects, I'm not sure how deep, or can I just do I'm not sure how deep in this context is frame, and if I have access to it. Okay, so I fucked up elsewhere, I fucked up here. Start vertex. Oh, yeah, that is going to be the problem with type. Let's just do that. Vertex buffer count, signedness error. Okay, so I need to wait, not line, pipeline unlit color. I meant to use a different thing, not this one. I'm not using it anywhere. Okay, I didn't know that. Do I have a special thing for gizmos? Are there under gizmos? I do. Okay, okay, that makes sense. Anyway, I will use the. Hopefully it's still working. This guy. So the gizmos is probably. Yeah, this one doesn't use the. Yeah, this is a little bit easier because it doesn't use the transform. But it doesn't matter. I do have an empty transform. Not spline. I just need the frame thing, which I don't have, and I won't have because I will need to pass it in. And I can't pass it in. This 0 should mean like even if no transforms are allocated, there should be one that is like zeroed out. So it's a identity matrix basically. I think I do have it there, but I'm not sure, but it should be something like that. And I also don't want to use the line variant here. So let me also get rid of the line suffix in the name. And this thing is going to be exactly like that. Now vertex buffer and index buffer is going to be from not spline but stroke, so similar names. And then stroke index count, that should be, well, I don't have vertex buffer offset, this is also the same thing as vertex buffer offset is that, and this is still not going to work because this is 64%, okay. But yeah, there is cache that is not supposed to be here. And I need index count. I need to store the index count because I don't know that now. That is going to be 32, I guess. And there we go. We have nice triangles, guys. Nice green triangles. So what's there to left? I will take a break and we'll go get some water, and when I come back we will just finish the drawing. Let me take a screen and send it. I will do this small thing before I will go to take water. Because like if I don't do it now, I will do it never. So let's go. Here we go. I have bad feeling that if I edit it now, I will break something. But I will do it. Boink. Eh? It's underlined. Oh my god. Inconsistencies everywhere. Okay, let me go here, back in a while. Okay, while has passed and I'm back. So let's actually try to run the thing with this thing. And yeah. Okay, so what's left is just to triangulate it completely, and we are going to have fully fledged loading of grease pencil strokes. This looks like I could maybe even imagine, I can imagine even implementing the animation just like in a very rough way. Because like I think the frames here are basically it's basically just a different stroke. So I can just like load it all and then try to play it back. Anyway, but let's just finish the triangulation first. So I guess the pipeline I'm using is actually not so it doesn't do backface checking, so it renders backfaces also, so I don't have to be bothered with that. And I think like I might, well, like if I don't, because like this Blender stuff, this is like very detailed, and I maybe don't want all that much detail in the runtime thing for like particle effects basically. So I might just keep the detail that I have right now, that is like just basically a quad that is so basically it has 4 sides, and then it doesn't have any cap here in my engine, and it actually uses the back face so that you don't see through it. And it might be enough. It might be enough. I'm not sure if I need like the back face thing. It's maybe a little bit slower, but yeah. We'll try it out and we'll see. Let's go 3 here, then 1 here, and I guess something like that. So I'm not sure if I did it correctly, but it seems like, yeah, it seems like it. It's just on the different side of the. So it's not the triangle that I meant to do. Like, so I basically want not the first point, but the second and the third, and then the. So basically this thing. So not the first, but the second and the third, these two guys stays the same, but here is actually going to be the +1, like that. I guess that is the quad that I wanted to do. Well, kinda, no, actually, I fucked up. So probably +2, that doesn't make sense. Like, trial and error. Yeah, it's actually +2. Okay. So in a while I will have strokes. It actually kind of looks good when it's this bright color on the a little bit more subtle. Where it is? Here it is. Ooh. So if I take a look once again on the, so basically what I want there is like I did with this thing, I guess. What is happening? Well, this is not going to work, but I will just run it. And yeah, it actually does, so... yeah. Okay, so I do have the sides that are against each other, and now I just fill in the other two sides, and we will have the stroke. It actually kind of looks nice, even this kind of effect, but like if it didn't have these parts that are totally 1 pixel or maybe less than 1 pixel, then it would be fine, but like this. Anyway. So the stuff I need now is let me actually change the color so I don't have to think about this for a while and I can think about something else. Let me go whoa, that is too bright. I meant it to be way more darker. Dude. Yeah, that is more something I meant. It's a little bit too saturated now, but yeah, anyway. Let me actually finish the mesh. So I guess I can start with the same vertice. So it's so what I have now is the normal, then up, and then normal again. And what I want now is, I mean, like I'm lost in it, in the indices, so let me just try something and we'll see what will happen. This is going to be so fucking wrong. I just randomly put yeah, wait, yeah, exactly. So it's taking some vertice from here and then connecting it to there. Yeah, that is not correct. Anyway, let me actually think about it, because like, but I need to paint it, draw it, because I will. Do I have this thing? I do have this thing. So let me actually draw the line and then the thing and then the middle. Wait, that is too off. And then there is also that other thing, and So let's just do a segment here. Now I want to triangulate everything like that, like that, like that, like that. And let's just say this is the point. Let's just do another color. This is the point in the center, and plus normal last radius. So plus normal, that's just the blue for normal, that's this thing. So the point actually should be here, and this is the normal. This is the normal. And this is the normal, and up vector, let me do this way. This is the up vector, and this is the negative normal, and that is the negative up vector. Yeah. Basically, so what I need to do, this is the next step, and this is the same thing. So nula na 2, 3, this is plus, minus, okay, so it's P0, P1, P2, and P3. So I do P0, P2, P0, P2, P0, P0, P2, P0, this thing I do. So this is the triangle this is the face I do have right now, this thing. This triangle is the first triangle, and I need to have the second triangle because I'm drawing it. So I do have this face, and I do have the opposite face, this one. And I need to add the top face and the bottom face. So that is going to be basically P2, P1, P1 plus. Let me actually do it with a different color. Yeah, let's just do this. P2, P1, P1 plus, and then P1 plus, P2 plus, and P2. So this is the top, and the bottom is going to be P0, P0 plus. This is not actually P1, P2. Oh yeah, it is P0, P0 plus, and P3. P0, P that, and then P3, P3 plus, P0 plus. Okay, so that is the triangulation. Vertex. So I do want the P2 from the last one, so it's going to be -2, I think. It should be like that. Anyway, so P2, P1 is start vertex -3, and then P1 plus. Now I can try it if I was wrong or not. And I wasn't. Okay, now I just need to fill in the rest and it's going to work. Start vertex P1 plus, that's like that. P2 plus and P2 is like that, I guess. Well, I was correct. Now, if I fill this last one in, it's going to be done, and we will have grease pencil rendering in the engine. So that will be start vertex -4. Vertex Wait, this is wrong. I mean, it probably doesn't matter. Like, well, that is wrong. Let me check it. So P0 plus, that's right. P3, that's this. P3. Oh wait, this is -1. So this is actually -1. And this order of these two didn't matter now because it's rendered both ways, but yeah, that should be fine. Okay, yeah, good. So we have this kind of grease pencil rendering ported to the engine. So if I select this big line and I will exit this, select this big line, run this exporter and run this back, I will have the big line here. Well, that works. That works. How about if I just do me split the stroke and export only this one stroke. Yeah. So it's a little bit, it's still a little bit too thick, I would say. Or for some reason, so thickness of this is okay, but thickness of this is way smaller. So I guess the pressure is not the correct. Isn't this scaled or something? I don't think so. No, it's not. Because when I export this, it's actually quite correct in the size of the stroke. I mean, it's still a little bit thicker here, but it's not that much different. But if I do this one, then it is way different. So I guess there is some thickness value. Let me take a look at the layer. Because like annotation active frame. There is a thickness in here. Layer. And wait, what? So thickness is 0 for this thing, and thickness is also 0 for this thing. Okay, so that is nothing. that doesn't help very much. So is there anything more on the stroke? There is a bounding box. I can export the bounding box and I don't have to calculate it then. Line width. I'm stupid. There actually is line width on it. So I'm taking the pressure, but I can take this, and it's probably going to be different for this and different for this. Oh yeah, it is. So maybe I can just do, I can pre-compute it here. Like I might be able to just write it out. So this is going to be even thicker now, but I can adjust it now in my code to accommodate. So let's go like one step smaller. Maybe like that. Yeah, so that is closer to reality, and if I do this, Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now it actually respects the thickness of the line that is in Blender. So if I do, so that one doesn't have any thickness information, but I can probably like just draw something new with my tablet here. So let me actually create a new blank grease pencil and let me draw something. It's going to be the same thing that we had, but I will try to use the pressure more. Draw. Wait, I have it flipped. So let's just go full strength and don't put this here. And then on the radius, you can try to, you can go less. You can smooth it a little bit. Let's go just normal pen. What is happening? Why is dotting the stroke? Oh, okay, this thing. Radius. So, what is the range of the pressure sensitivity? Can I somehow control that? Okay, so when I do this thing, let's just do one stroke. Something like that. Oh, yeah. And now when I export this one, I should be able to get it in its full glory. So I do have it flipped, but let me actually here and let's do a side by side. It's still a little bit rotated, but yeah. Now, this detail is, I think, completely fine for this thing. Like, I don't need more. It can even go less, I would say. So the file is now the file for this stroke has 16 kilobytes. So it's not that big, but if you imagine animating this, so you have like, I don't know, 20 frames of 16 kilobytes, you have 500 kilobytes of data just for one stroke. So yeah, it will be like, it's fine for like if you consider how big textures are, but yeah. Anyway, so that was nice. So yeah, here is actually the twisting problem. This is the same thing that happens with the splines. So this can be fixed by calculating the tangent differently. Not actually not the tangent. The tangent is fine, but the normal and the up vector. So what I'm doing now is not very precise, correct, and other stuff. Also, it might be fine if there is more detail in the spline, or like the line. So basically, I guess I can now enlarge the export so that it supports multiple strokes. And yeah, multiple strokes, and then after that we can support the animation. So I think it's going to be in the frames, and yeah, it's basically going to be like different mesh. So basically what I'm doing is actually a compression thing, because this thing, if it would be like, if I just export this as GLD, it's going to be bigger. But eventually, like, I will make a mesh from it, so. And yeah, you wouldn't actually want to have the actual vertices and index buffers for each frame of the animation. Anyway, so I can extend this exporter a little bit. I will keep the version 1 for now, because there is nothing like that is using the thing that much. So, and let's just go with these strokes, and let's just move this inside and then go here like right extract pack q 1 strokes. Number of strokes, and then I can do the absolute line width. That is fine, I think. Yeah. And then here I can just go for stroke in strokes, and all of these is going to be inside it. And now when I'm loading,
Cool. Okay. Post physics.
oh,
Do this. Boom. Theme, I don't have that command. It's all custom.
why do I hear the stream? What is happening?
Okay, so you have to.
No, I didn't meant to do that. Anyway, so I'm going to, yeah, I'm just going to do all the, so this should work well, this won't work already because the format changed a little bit. So when I'm reading here, I also need to read not only point count, but also stroke count, cast 264, user data, advanced by that, and then for this thing. Let's just bake them all into one mesh for now, but we might decide to do something else later with them. So basically we do point count and then yeah, we just triangulate. So that should work, shouldn't it? I don't have output. Why is that? Let me actually move this way up. Yeah, let's go here. Well, okay, so I need to do a different thing here. So what I need to do here is I also need to go through everything. So stroke. Let's just go through all strokes. Well, no, I don't, because I can just change these to this will also, but no, I can't do that because that will that would connect the strokes between them, between each other. So I have to still have it split here. So I actually do need so I can put all points into the same array here, but I need the strokes that will be an array of stroke range. Basically going to delineate the start and end of a stroke in the points. And let me do that by just doing alright, I don't have to do that. Start is output points count. Because I'm using dynamic array, I can do it this way. And then that would be the endpoint. And then I can also here in the defer add it to the ranges output strokes. And do I want to do it this way? Let me just do that so I don't have to convert the indices. Good. So I do have the ranges and I do have the points. Now we can go here over the ranges and then just do the points of the range. So for and then this is going to be inside. And then we are not starting at 0, we are starting at the start point. And here we are going to change the it to point index. Not point count, but I think like that. Start and okay, so when there is 1, it still works. And now if I go back to Grease Pencil and I draw some more, will it be still working? That is the question. So I can go like ahoy. Like I don't know how to do that, but yeah, and I can go like yay. So hello. Anyway, so we have some text here and there is multiple strokes, and if I export it now and I run this, it will break. Well, it didn't break and it works, so well, it kinda. So yeah, so it's not completely correct, but mostly correct. So there are these issues that the ends are still connected to the next. But yeah, I mean, it seems to be like Grease Pencil rendering, export and rendering in engine. So why it is connecting the ends? Because of this, I guess. No, I need to rebuild. Okay, that's still connecting the ends. Point index. Wait, what? Oh, it was 1. And ta-da! That is fixed. So basically I can just now draw grease pencil things, only strokes though. Thanks, Fura. And yeah, have them displayed in the engine. Let me go to PSCoVisco. Well, that is not a good showcase of the thing. Well, here it is somewhere in the, okay, in the mesh. So, okay, it renders now only in editor, but that's fine. Anyway, let me go back to that level because there is like nothing around that pivot, so it's actually the most readable thing. So this works, and yeah, and well, let's check the size of the file. It's 40 kilobytes for this small mesh, but if I tried to export this, like, I don't know if this is going to work. If I just like export it like this, if it's going to mesh it, it's not going to mesh it, is it? Let me duplicate the thing and convert. Can I convert the grease pencil directly to mesh, or do I have to go through curve? I guess I need to go to curve. Polygon curve. So that is the closest thing to the grease pencil. And now I can go to mesh. Huh? No, still. I thought I can just like convert between these things. So this is still the grease pencil. This is the polygon curve. So if I did like set the weight, the something to it, like this is not going to have the same geometry as the grease pencil, but so if I did this, so and try to export it as a mesh. Convert to mesh. Well, let's just wait a second. Let's actually put all the faces there, not only this. Offset. This can be 0. Okay, so it actually looks good. And extrude can be higher, and I guess I don't even need extrude, I just need bevel. That's right. Let's go way smaller. No, that's too small. Okay, let's go like that. So I do have this mesh, and if I try to, like, this mesh is a little bit more detailed, of course. Okay, maybe I can even go down with the detail. Can I still? I guess it's polygon curve, so it's not going to work. Anyway, so if I take, like, let's just assume that this is more detailed than what I have in the engine now, but if I try to convert it into mesh, and then export this mesh as a GLB, which is compressed, or can be compressed, it's like way bigger. So 40 kilobytes versus 1 megabyte, 300 kilobytes. Okay, so yeah, it's a little bit detailed, more detailed than what I have here right now, but yeah, I think this way I can actually do the animation. Like, doing it with meshes would be enormous amount of data. So what's the time? Let me actually, well, should I maybe try to, so there is basically no transform on the node, like it's only offset, but maybe I should try to fix the orientation. So basically swap these two, I guess. That's just the what happened? What is happening? How it is the same? Like, I literally changed the orientation of the what? That's not supposed to happen. Let me actually try to regenerate the stroke like that, removing it from the drive and... Wait, what? Oh, yeah, I'm stupid. That's what's happening. Okay, so... Well... I think it's... So this should be x minus. Let me make box. And this is x plus in my side. So I guess it should be also flipped here. And that should be it. So now, well, it's actually flipped right now. It was correct before, at least along the x-axis. So if I look at it, so I want to flip the y. So yeah, it's basically left-right hand conversion. Yeah, this is the correct thing that should happen. Okay, so now it is correctly oriented. And so I can try maybe doing the animation. And see how far I would go. I will get. So I need to take a look. So the frame. Let me take a look into this. So I do have this here, and I'm taking a look at the object because Blender documentation is not complete. So some fields you can see only this way. And this is basically just an collection. So I do have only one frame, I guess, now. Yeah. So if I try to paint a frame, let me check once again. So yeah, this is correct. If I make, and I go here, this is negative. Okay, so I do have, but I cannot do that differently. I think. Basically here it is going to plus on this side, and in my engine this is minus. But I cannot flip it because it won't be correct then. And yeah, I will keep it like this. I think this is correct, but yeah. Okay, so let's just do the animation. Let's paint some animation frames and then take a look how it looks in the Blender. Wait, oh my god! I have a little bit mess on the table, so if I go back to the draw mode, I can also open the animation thing here. And let's just go to dope sheet, that is easier, I guess. And this is the one frame I do have, and can I somehow make the onion skin visible, or is it enabled, or do I need to do it? Oh, it will actually enable when I start to draw, because right now there is no other frame, it's just the first one. And if I do that, no. I need to be in the animation mode, don't I? Is this it? Yeah, auto keying. Yeah, exactly. And then turn on the onion skin. Onio! So I can just see, and I can just do this. And maybe something like that. And that. And then I have 2 frames. They are totally different, and I will draw another one that is going to be also totally different than the previous ones. And will be nothing alike, but let's just do some frames of drone animation. Oh yeah, I didn't mean to do that. hold the pen upside down. Whoa. Okay, 4 frames is enough, I would say. So now I guess I can take a look here, and the frames should contain all of them. Yeah, 4 frames. Okay, yeah, so that I can basically export it to 4 files and just render those 4 files, or I can make one file and put all those things into one file and make it one consecutive memory in the graphics card and be nice about it and just like basically make atlas of meshes and change them. So I can wait. So the fastest thing I can do is to save different files, and then and then load them separately and then switch between them. But also, let me switch the track for a while here. Let's get something different here. That will also mean that I will have to load multiple strokes, so I will have to change the API. I can keep the API and load only one stroke if the animation keyframes are stored in the one file. So I think I will try to do that actually. So let me actually then, each frame will have a different number of strokes, so I will just write out stroke back Q when, let's go frames. And then for frames, do all this stuff. Now strokes can be defined here. Wait, what? I meant to copy the line. I will get rid of these comments. They're useless, kinda. So we do have frames. For each frame we have number of strokes, and then basically the same thing as it was before. Okay, so I can export that, and we will have a big file now. It's not that big. It's still way smaller than the mesh, so even 4 frames, yeah, that should be fine. Let me turn that off, and now let's load it. Let's load it first, and then we will decide how to load it into GPU. So stroke frame is going to be basically this. Well, I can do one large thing and then the frame can just index into that. Huh. That would mean that I basically, when I'm loading the stroke file, I will load all of the points into one array, and then the frames are just indexing each of the stroke in each of the frame are just indexes into the one big, like start and end index into the big array. That might be fine. So now I need to also load so version, and let's load frames here. Frame index. Actually, for each frame we will load how many strokes are there, and then we will load all of the strokes, and this differ is actually going to, let's just create the frame here. It's going to add to the frame strokes, and then at the end the frame is going to be added to the output. Basically like that. And here, so I can basically I can draw it all, or like put it into the vertex index buffer. Yeah, it can be actually done in the same way I did it here with the frames. It can be done with just index buffer offset, I think. Like it can be just range into index buffer. Like what it should render. Yeah, that might work. I think I don't have to offset vertex buffer because the indices will take care of that. So the vertex buffer is going to be just one big vertex buffer. The index buffer would have to then work the way it's working right now. So as the vertices are added, it still has to use the start vertex. So it's absolute, the index count, or not the index count, but the index. Let me just do GQ frames and do that. Whoa, that hurt. Frame output strokes. So for each frame, which is the stroke ranges, so it's frame.strokes, do the same thing as before, and then I need to add the GPU frame here. How did I name that? Index start and index count. So it's basically the same thing I'm doing here, not here, but yeah, somewhere. I'm doing it somewhere here, yeah. And so I should be able to render that. I don't need this. And also this should be count. Wait a second. Index count. This is like that. Now to render this, what I need to change is only that. Let me actually just do something really stupid like animation time is 0. And let's just stick it here and update. Animation time, context time, data. And here we can actually switch the frame based on the time. So let's go like how would I do that? Index, animation time. Well, so I want to divide it by, let's just say 12 FPS. It might be too much, let's just do 8. So, and now I do also want to do, because I don't have more frames, so I should probably do stroke count. And Now I can just use the correct, like the index buffer is the same, just here the index. Well, I need to take a look what is the offset first index, so that's the third parameter. Fourth with the command buffer. Here. This is the first index, so stroke, frames, frame index, index start, and then stroke, frames, index count, I guess, and that should be it. I mean, like if I did it correctly. Yeah, that's just like some conversion stuff. Need to cast these, and index count is what? Stroke frame. Well, not frames, GPU frames. What am I doing? Okay, so that crashes. I guess that should be that. And this should be -1. So it's not animating for some reason. Because my number is wrong. So I don't have to actually use that, I can use the time directly. The application runtime. And that is still not animating, so I do have some stupid thing here somewhere. Let me just log it all. So let's go frame index, time, frame index, context time, total. This time should be running even in editor, I'm not sure though. Maybe it's stopped. Frames, count. Okay, so something is wrong in the calculation. Yeah, let me just do I mean, Doesn't that look like a grease pencil animation? To me, it does look like a grease pencil animation. Well, that was a fun 3-hour stream of implementing this grease pencil drawing into the engine. So I maybe can take a look via RenderDoc how big that buffer is. Like I could also take a look on the CPU side, but let me take a look in the RenderDoc. Like so the animation is happening somewhere here right now. Well, I should probably go to a different level to do this because I'm going to be searching for it for a long time here. Where is this thing? Okay, so that is busted. Oh. Anyway, let me find it here. This is brushes. Everything brushes. There it is. So this guy is the grease pencil, and you can take a look in the transform buffer, cameras buffer push constants. No, vertex input, to je tu na. Where is the buffer? Unknown. How big it is? Well, it's not that big, but it's like 10 times bigger. Basically, this thing. So it's not completely 10 times, but it's substantially bigger than the file on disk. So basically recreate the mesh from the line and the width. But yeah, the 4-frame animation is working fine, and yeah, I'm playing back here on a faster frame rate, but this looks good to me. So if I played on a different, let me just remove that thing, and this is 12 frames, let's just go 16. Yeah, that is too fast. You can also disable this logging. Loaded stroke. So the benefit of doing it this way is that it's actually a mesh, it's not just a plane, and you don't have the, like you will still see it, even if you look at it from the side, you will still see something there. It will never like, and you also have the benefit of having the third dimension in it. So you basically have animation in 3D in lines. Let me take a look. If I do release editor build, it's going to perform. Okay, that's kind of slow. But that is something else, you know. Well, so I break that. Ah, this is the good level to test. It's kind of slow in the editor, but the grid thing is a little bit slower. So I can also get rid of that and maybe have it like this. Just an empty level with the animation. So basically what I could try, let me just copy this thing and open the animation that I had. This thing, and but these are like multiple grease pencil objects. Well, that is unfortunate. And it's from different versions, it seems, because it opened in a very stupid way. Let's go here. Oh, just sorry. Oh, I did have this plane where you can see in which plane you are drawing. Can I combine these two somehow? But I don't know if it's going to work, like combining the. So this is an animation that I want to support basically with the grease pencil. For example, like this is one of them. Like, and it might get a little bit detailed in time, but this is just the start of it. So if I do all these three, somehow apply all rotations. Okay, apply. Wait, what? Well, so it's animated? What the fuck? Or, yeah, maybe well, there is one keyframe. Do I need that? Can I just delete it? I don't think I need the keyframe. And also that. No, I didn't mean to select that. What is happening? Why is selecting the grease pencil? That's fine. Like grease pencil animation can be there, but transformations cannot be there. And now if I just do apply rotation, it should apply it. And now it should be able to join all the grease pencils into one. Exactly what I wanted. I should be able to export this animation and play it back just by doing a little Python window here. And yeah, I need to open one more Blender and copy that thing. That is going to be a little bit longer, so it might not. It's actually not that big. Interesting. So, what happened? What happened here? Did it actually export, or is there a problem? Seems to be fine. So this crashes 93. So I'm trying to advance past. What? This is actually, I guess, stupid, because there So here if stroke count is zero, this range is actually going to run. Do I understand it correctly? So basically I think what is happening is that there are frames that are empty, maybe. I'm not sure if that is a possibility. This is fine. I guess it cannot go down. I mean, I don't want to check that, I want to check that. Also not there, but here it was starting stroke index and I did check that. It was fine. Yeah, this is fine. So, what exactly is happening? Why it is not complete? So if I write this back, will it work? Yeah, okay. I don't know, something is weird about this file. Let me take a look in the hex editor. So there is a 0 and a 0, and then there is end. Oh, I mean, it actually ends there, the file ends. So this advance must happen only if there is data. If point count, then advance. Let's do it this way. Else don't end. And that may actually be it. Nope. That was not it. Now for... So... Let me actually get back to what it was before, because this is weird. Frame count is 0, so... No, this is actually stroke count. Stroke count. Point count. Stroke count is 0. And then it crashes. So it actually does run the inner loop of the for loop. It runs inside the for loop if, like that's this is not very good. Is there a way to... like other than just dropping it in an if? I basically have to do this. It feels stupid. But it's happening, I guess. I mean, they are on top of each other because they don't have transforms, but well, that is stupid. That shouldn't. That is not true. That's only one of them. They are still in separate layers. Can I somehow combine them? I can maybe do that here, like I can just do for each layer and all the frames, like just merge the layers into one. For layer in layers, do all these. Well, I need to pre-compute that. now this needs to contain all of it. Oh. Okay, so it's sequential, but yeah, that's the problem with the way I so yeah, I would have to merge the frames. Can I just merge the layers here somehow? Merge down, I can here. Okay, let's just move this one down, this one up, and just do merge down. Merge down. There we go. We have the animation in one layer now, and I can just go and export it. I can probably get rid of these two that are doing nothing. And ta-da. I mean, that's a success. Well, I think that is a reasonable size for one particle effect, isn't it? This is actually animated on a bigger speed. Isn't going to render in game. That was way more fun than I expected it to be. So do I actually need the ifs? Can I rewrite the... No. Can I rewrite the for in a way that it won't be an issue? Like if I just go this way, this is going to be too much though. This is going to go one more. It's going to crash also. This arranged for... Yeah, I guess I have to have it wrapped in that. I'll keep it like that. It works. These. Cannot. Oh my god! I'm trying to take a screenshot of it, but yeah, like that. Let me actually move the stroke render into oh yeah, that is probably not going to happen. I could call that in the renderer. So this should be also not before the level, but before render pass. Let's just do it here after level. And now it should render also in game. This is basically how it's going to look. Yeah, I could possibly use a little bit more thick lines. In that animation. Anyway, I will end the stream now. This was fun. So, thanks everybody for watching, who was watching or is watching still, and see you next time. Yeah, there are some issues. Good to know. Anyway, I'm going to stop. Bye.